Star Trek, the original series. 1966 to 1969, revolutionized the science fiction genre and launched the careers of its iconic cast into the stratosphere. Yet, behind the scenes of the USS Enterprise, life wasn't always smooth sailing. Many of the beloved actors faced unexpected twists and turns, some battling tragic accidents, and others navigating challenging career paths. As we step into 2025, where are these stars now? Have they managed to overcome their struggles and carve out new paths? Or have their journeys taken even more surprising turns? Join us as we delve into the untold stories and unveil the current lives of this legendary cast. Leonard Nimoy portrayed Spock, the logical and stoic half-Vulcan science officer aboard the USS Enterprise. He was 35 years old when Star Trek, the original series, premiered in 1966. Nimoy's portrayal of Spock made him a household name, but it also led to typecasting that haunted his career. Though he continued acting, even reprising the role of Spock multiple times, he struggled to break free from the shadow of his iconic character. His personal life was equally complex. Married twice, first to Sandra Zober, with whom he had 2 children, Adam and Julie. Their marriage ended in divorce after 33 years. He later married Susan Bay, but his struggles with alcoholism and smoking took a toll on his health and relationships. Nimoy was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD), which he attributed to years of smoking despite having quit decades earlier. His later years were spent advocating for lung disease awareness while battling declining health. He passed away on February 27, 2015, at the age of 83, due to complications from COPD. At the time of his death, his estate was valued at approximately $45 million, much of which was left to his family and charitable causes. William Shatner played Captain James T. Kirk, the charismatic and fearless leader of the Enterprise. At 35 years old when the series began, Shatner brought energy and charm to the role, but off-screen, his personal life was often chaotic. Married 4 times, his most tragic marriage was to Naren Kidd, who struggled with alcoholism and tragically drowned in their pool in 1999. The incident left Shatner devastated and haunted by guilt. Despite this, he continued his career, becoming an author, singer, and even dabbling in space travel. Though adored by fans, Shatner's relationships with his Star Trek co-stars were strained, particularly with Leonard Nimoy, with whom he had a complicated friendship that never fully mended before Nimoy's passing. At 93, he remains active in the entertainment industry, but time has taken its toll. Despite his professional success, he has spoken about loneliness in old age. His current net worth is estimated to be around $100 million, with much of his fortune stemming from Star Trek residuals, investments, and public appearances. DeForest Kelley portrayed Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, the compassionate and witty chief medical officer. He was 46 years old when the series started in 1966. Unlike some of his co-stars, Kelley struggled to find major roles after Star Trek, leading to financial difficulties later in life. A private and humble man, Kelley was married to Carolyn Dowling for 55 years, but their life was not without hardship. The couple had no children, and Kelley often expressed regret about never starting a family. His later years were marked by declining health and increasing isolation. Suffering from stomach cancer, he spent his final days in a nursing facility, visited only by close friends and his wife. Kelley passed away on June 11, 1999, at the age of 79. His estate was modest compared to his fellow Star Trek actors, valued at around $1 million. Despite his financial struggles, he remained beloved by fans and was remembered as one of the kindest members of the Star Trek cast, with his warm and humorous presence both on and off screen. Nichelle Nichols portrayed Lieutenant Nyota Uhura, the poised and trailblazing communications officer aboard the USS Enterprise. She was 33 years old when Star Trek, the original series, premiered in 1966, breaking barriers as one of the first black women in a major network television role. While she became an icon, her personal life was far from idyllic. Nichols was married twice, first to dancer Foster Johnson, a brief marriage that ended in divorce, and later to Duke Mondi, a marriage that also ended in separation. She had one son, Kyle Johnson, who became an actor and writer. Nichols faced significant struggles, including financial difficulties in her later years. Her career, despite the fame Star Trek brought her, never fully reached the heights she had hoped for, and she found herself typecast. Additionally, her health declined as she was diagnosed with dementia, leading to a controversial conservatorship battle. In her later years, she lived quietly, supported by devoted fans and close friends. Nichelle Nichols passed away on July 30, 2022, at the age of 89 due to heart failure. At the time of her passing, her estate was estimated at around $500,000, much of which was managed by her conservators. Despite her hardships, her legacy as a trailblazer and inspiration remains unmatched. James Doohan brought Montgomery Scott to life, the ingenious and dependable chief engineer of the Enterprise. He was 46 years old when Star Trek, the original series, debuted in 1966. Known for his rich Scottish accent and unmatched ability to give her all she's got, Doohan was beloved by fans, but his life was marred by personal battles. He served in World War II and was shot multiple times during D-Day, leaving him with lifelong injuries and PTSD. His personal life was tumultuous. He was married twice, first to Janet Young, with whom he had 4 children, but their marriage ended in divorce. Later, he married Wendy Braunberger, a woman 37 years his junior, with whom he had 3 more children, including a son, Chris Doohan, who later followed in his father's footsteps in Star Trek-related projects. Doohan struggled with alcoholism, which strained his relationships. While he found work in voice acting, he never escaped Star Trek's shadow and often voiced frustration about being typecast. His health declined due to Parkinson's and diabetes, and he spent his final years in relative seclusion. He passed away on July 20, 2005, at 85 due to complications from pneumonia and Alzheimer's. His ashes were partially sent into space, a fitting tribute to his Star Trek legacy. At the time of his death, his estate was valued at approximately $2.5 million. Eddie Paskey played Lieutenant Leslie, a versatile and loyal crew member who appeared in numerous episodes of Star Trek, the original series. He was just 27 years old when the series began in 1966, and while his role was minor, he became a fan favorite due to his numerous background appearances. Unlike some of his co-stars, Paskey left acting early, largely due to health issues. Severe migraines, likely caused by the bright studio lights, forced him to step away from Hollywood. His post-Star Trek years were spent running a successful auto repair business in California. He was married to Judy Paskey for decades, and together they raised a family, though details about his children remain largely private. While his life seemed more stable than some of his fellow actors, he always felt overlooked by the franchise he had contributed to. Despite attending conventions, he never received the same recognition as major cast members, which left him somewhat disillusioned. Eddie Paskey passed away on August 17, 2021, at the age of 81. While his estate was modest, valued at around $500,000, he remained a cherished part of the Star Trek community. George Takei, who portrayed Lieutenant Hikaru Sulu, the skilled and composed helmsman of the USS Enterprise, was 29 years old when Star Trek, the original series, premiered in 1966. His portrayal of Sulu, a character known for his calm demeanor and proficiency, made him a standout in the series. Beyond his acting career, Takei has been a prominent advocate for social justice, particularly in LGBTQ+ rights and raising awareness about the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, a personal experience from his childhood. In his personal life, Takei married Brad Altman in 2008. They were the first same-sex couple to apply for a marriage license in West Hollywood. The couple does not have children but has shared a long-standing partnership marked by mutual support and public advocacy. Now 88, George continues to engage with fans through public appearances and remains active in various social causes. His estate is estimated to be valued at $12 million, reflecting his successful career and ongoing endeavors. Walter Koenig played Ensign Pavel Chekhov, the enthusiastic and resourceful navigator introduced in the second season of Star Trek, the original series. He was 30 years old when he joined the series in 1967. Koenig's portrayal of Chekhov, with his youthful exuberance and distinctive Russian accent, endeared him to audiences. Despite his on-screen success, Koenig faced personal tragedies. He married actress Judy Leavitt in 1965, and the couple had 2 children, son Andrew, born in 1968, and daughter Danielle. Tragically, Andrew, who followed in his father's footsteps as an actor, died by suicide in 2010 at the age of 41. Judy Leavitt passed away in 2022, leaving Koenig to navigate these profound losses. Professionally, Koenig continued to work in the industry, notably portraying the character Alfred Bester in the television series Babylon 5. Now 88, he remains connected to the Star Trek community, and occasionally participates in conventions and fan events. His estate is estimated to be valued at $8 million, a testament to his enduring career in entertainment. Majel Barrett brought nurse Christine Chappell to life, the compassionate and dedicated medical officer aboard the Enterprise. She was 34 years old when the series began in 1966. Barrett's association with Star Trek extended beyond this role. She also provided the iconic voice of the ship's computer in multiple Star Trek series and films, earning her the affectionate title, First Lady of Star Trek. In her personal life, Barrett married Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry in 1969, and they had one son, Rod Roddenberry, born in 1974. Their marriage faced challenges, including Roddenberry's infidelities, but they remained together until his death in 1991. Barrett continued to honor and promote Roddenberry's legacy, though she faced her own health struggles. She passed away on December 18, 2008, at the age of 76 due to leukemia. At the time of her passing, her estate was estimated to be valued at $60 million, reflecting her significant contributions to the Star Trek franchise and her role in preserving its legacy. Paul Baxley contributed to Star Trek, the original series, as a stunt performer and coordinator, often doubling for William Shatner and appearing in various roles. He was 43 years old when the series began in 1966. Baxley was instrumental in bringing dynamic action sequences to life, his precision and expertise shaping many of the show's most intense moments. However, despite his professional success, his personal life was marred by struggles. He married twice, first to Margaret Hill, with whom he had a tumultuous relationship that ended in divorce. His second marriage to Linda Carter lasted longer but was plagued by long separations due to his work commitments. Baxley had 3 children, none of whom followed in his footsteps in Hollywood, and he often lamented the strained relationships that resulted from his career. Financially, he managed to maintain a modest estate but never achieved the wealth some of his peers enjoyed. In his later years, he battled health issues and lived in relative obscurity, reflecting on his career with mixed emotions. He passed away on March 4, 2011, at the age of 87, due to natural causes. His estimated estate at the time of his passing was around $1.5 million, a modest sum for a man who shaped so many thrilling on-screen moments. Grace Lee Whitney played Yeoman Janice Rand, the dedicated and professional aide to Captain Kirk. She was 36 years old when the series premiered in 1966. Though her character was initially intended to have a significant role, Whitney was abruptly written out of the show, a career setback that deeply affected her. This led to years of personal struggle, including battles with alcoholism and depression. Her failed marriages, first to Jack Dale and later to film producer Charles Greco, were filled with turmoil, exacerbated by her struggles with addiction. She had 2 sons, Jonathan and Scott, who witnessed their mother's battles with substance abuse but remained supportive throughout her life. Whitney made a brief return to Star Trek in later films, but her career never fully recovered. She spent much of her later years advocating for addiction recovery, drawing from her own experiences. Despite facing many hardships, she found solace in her faith and community work. She passed away on May 1, 2015, at the age of 85, due to natural causes. At the time of her passing, her estate was valued at approximately $1 million, a fraction of what she might have earned had her career taken a different path. Whitney remains a tragic yet beloved figure in Star Trek history, remembered for both her talent and her resilience. Barbara Babcock, who began her journey with Star Trek, the original series, at the age of 29 in 1966, brought to life versatile characters such as Maya 3 in A Taste of Armageddon and Philana in Plato's Stepchildren. Her nuanced portrayals added depth to the series, making her a memorable figure in the franchise. Off-screen, Barbara's personal life was marked by both triumphs and challenges. She married actor Jay Sheffield in 1962, but their union ended in divorce in 1968. The couple did not have children. Professionally, Barbara's career flourished. She earned a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series for her role as Grace Gardner in Hill Street Blues in 1981. However, life's script took a turn when she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2004. Choosing tranquility, she resided in Carmel, California, focusing on her health and well-being. Now, at 88 years old, Barbara's legacy in the entertainment industry remains significant. While specific details about her current net worth are private, various sources have estimated it to be between $5 million and $100 million. Her contributions to television and film continue to be celebrated. Sean Kenny, who stepped into the Star Trek universe portraying the disfigured Captain Christopher Pike in The Menagerie, and Lieutenant DePaul in other episodes, was merely 22 when he joined the series in 1966. His embodiment of Pike, especially, left an indelible mark on the franchise's lore. Following his Star Trek tenure, Sean ventured into leading roles in films like The Corpse Grinders, 1971, and Slumber Party 57, 1976. However, the limelight dimmed, leading him to transition from acting to photography in 1980, where he carved out a niche in promotional work. Details about Sean's romantic life remain elusive in public records, suggesting he preferred to keep such matters private. Now, at 81, Sean's legacy encompasses both his on-screen performances and his photographic endeavors. While the exact figures of his current net worth aren't publicly disclosed, some sources estimate it to be around $5 million. His dual contributions to the arts are undeniable. Barbara Baldwin, who brought life to Lieutenant Angela Martin, the diligent phaser control officer aboard the USS Enterprise, began her Star Trek journey at 28 in 1966. Her character's presence added authenticity to the starship's crew dynamics. Off-screen, Barbara found love within the Star Trek family, marrying casting director Joseph DeGasta. Their partnership was both personal and professional, though details about their family life, including children, remain private. Beyond Star Trek, Barbara showcased her talents in series like Medical Center, where she portrayed Nurse Holmby, and later transitioned behind the scenes as a casting director for shows such as Trapper John M.D. and Dynasty. Tragically, Barbara's journey concluded on March 31, 2024, when she passed away from congestive heart failure at her Manhattan Beach home at the age of 85. While specifics about her estate aren't publicly available, some sources estimated her net worth to be around $5 million. Her multifaceted contributions to television, both in front of and behind the camera, have left an enduring legacy. David L. Ross portrayed Lieutenant Galloway, a loyal and versatile Starfleet officer aboard the USS Enterprise. He was 27 years old when he first appeared in the series in 1966. His character, while not one of the main cast, was a reliable presence, embodying the disciplined and determined spirit of Starfleet officers. Despite his contributions to Star Trek, Ross struggled to find consistent work in Hollywood after the series ended. His career dwindled into small guest roles, and he eventually transitioned into voiceover work, though it never brought him the same recognition. His personal life was equally unstable. He married once to actress Susan Marks, but their union was fraught with financial difficulties and personal conflicts, leading to divorce after 10 years. Ross had 2 children, who distanced themselves from the entertainment industry. As of now, at 85 years old, he lives a quiet and reclusive life, with limited public appearances. His estate is estimated to be around $800,000, a stark contrast to the larger fortunes of some of his Star Trek colleagues. Although he remains fondly remembered by Star Trek fans, he never truly found the Hollywood success he had once hoped for. Who is your favorite character from the Star Trek? How does it feel knowing that some of the actors are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. Thank you for your support.